And it looks like JK Rowling's being targeted for cancellation once more. What did she do this time? I thought this was happening in December. Now it's back again. I'm not sure why. Let's find out. So here's her tweet. And it's a pretty simple enough tweet. Dress however you like. So it's like, all right, or dress however you please. It's like, hey, yeah, wear whatever you want. Any fashion sense you've got. Hopefully be comfortable about stuff. Call yourself whatever you like. So again, use any pronouns. She's pretty open with that. Sleep with any consenting adult who will have you. Love whomever you want. Seems simply pretty obvious statement there. Live your best life in peace and security. That's always a good suggestion. It has nothing to do with being this or that gender or sex, but that's fine. But force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real. And this is all in relation to a person named Maya. What's her name? Maya Forstater. And she got fired for stating that she believed there are two kinds of sexes, which, as science has confirmed, is true. And that seems to be a pretty reasonable statement. That's how nature has worked the past few million years, if you believe in that theory of evolution. That doesn't mean there's permutations that are outside of that, but they're very rare. So there's nothing wrong with stating this, whether it's in a legal brief or whether you study any grade school level of biology. This is a pretty fair thing to say. But some people don't like this. They don't believe this is believable. Even though Rowling's not actually saying anything about whether there are more than two sexes. She's just saying, why would you force a woman out of their jobs for stating such? That seems kind of silly. She could have said forcing women out of their jobs because they believe in God, or they believe in three sexes. Still a very silly thing to say. You should be able to believe and say whatever you want without scrutiny. Or without getting fired, at least. And that's pretty much all she's saying in this December 19th, 2019 tweet. But people flipped out on this because they're overly sensitive about minorities or those who are sexually different than the rest of us. And this one's just funny. So here's Fred Sargent. If I were to find out who Fred Sargent is, I can't because he blocked me, and I don't even recall even knowing this guy. So this is Alex Drummond, an adult human male. So I'm assuming Fred is also referring to actual males as a one sex. So he believes that there are at least one sex. Who claims to be a lesbian. Yes, he's kept his dangling bits and has skipped the hormones. He's like, I'm a lesbian, which means he's a woman, or he thinks himself a woman and loves women. And believes that real lesbians who aren't into penises are transphobic and should be excluded from the lesbian community. That's a very unique way of looking at life, or looking at women and men, or lesbians for that matter. And that's fine. It's crazy. He's a bit weird looking, but that's fine. He can think whatever he wants. He's not hurting anyone, aside from people's feelings, who are lesbians, I guess. I don't know. Frankly, I don't know what's the problem with penises and vaginas, but apparently people are very sensitive on this topic. This one got a like from JK Rowling after my 1,000 or so relikes of her tweet seems fair. Okay. Harry Potter fan site Wizarding News was one of those leading the charge. We tried so very hard to give JK Rowling the benefit of doubt that she harbors anti-trans sentiment, but it's just not possible when she amplifies it with likes and retweets. Yeah, because whenever you like and retweet a story about a woman who was fired from her job for saying something that she believed in two sexes, apparently that might make her transphobic. I don't know. You can like and retweet anything on Twitter. It doesn't make you for or against that thing. It just means you like and retweet it. You can like it because it's ridiculous. You can like it because it makes you laugh. In fact, there's some people who retweet what other people say about themselves because they're being criticized. Like, hey, this guy's criticizing me. I'm going to retweet that. Why not? It's Twitter. You have that freedom. You could press the buttons on Twitter. It's great. But apparently Rowling is a transphobic. And this is, of course, the writer Rowling who thinks post writing a book she believes one of her characters are homosexual because she said so. It's like, oh, all right, well, she's created it, but she didn't actually put that in the book, though. So here we have all these wonderful statements about Rowling. Woke up and read that JK Rowling isn't even attempting to hide her anti-trans views anymore. Can't believe a person who has championed tolerance is actually a bigot. Sad. So this doesn't make any sense. If you're championing tolerance, how does that make you a bigot towards tolerance when she's trying to defend a woman's right to say whatever the hell she wants about sex and getting fired for it? It seems she's very strong for women's rights. I'm kind of confused here. How is she transphobic? I really wish that someone non-transphobic wrote Harry Potter. Again, how is she transphobic? Still waiting for an answer here. Like, J.K. Rowling imagined up an entire wizarding world, but can't fathom that trans people exist. Try harder, please. She didn't say anything about trans people. She doesn't like the fact that a woman was fired from her job, that sex is real. Guess what, people? Sex is real. She didn't say there was only two sexes. That's what Maya said. You see, just because you support someone in trying to get their jobs back doesn't mean she supports the reasons why she was fired. This is very simple English, very simple logic. And they're not explaining this at all. They just assume she's transphobic. When she seems like a pretty nice lady. Dress however you please. Call yourself whatever you like. Sleep with any consenting adult you like. This is all good stuff. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. This is the effing moron that J.K. Rowling tweeted in support of. Are we clear she's a bigot now? Now, this is interesting. So here's Maya again. So Maya's the bigot. So because Maya's the bigot, therefore Rowling's the bigot. Interesting. Even though Rowling said nothing about this tweet. So Maya says the idea that women and girls must be forced to undress with either Alex on the left or Jamie on the right is misogynistic, boundary-pushing bullshit. Now, Alex on the left is a male, and Jamie on the right is a female genetically, even though the one on the right looks like a male, and the one on the left looks like they're in drag or something. I don't know what's going on there. Everyone has a right to privacy, and unisex alternatives can provide for that. That seems reasonable. Everyone has a right. Yeah, there's no legal thing that Maya's against. She's not saying these people who are different shouldn't get the same or different rights. She's not even claiming anything like that. Just everyone has a right to privacy and alternatives. Seems pretty fair. Seems pretty accepting. But apparently she's a bigot. Okay. Daily reminder that J.K. Rowling is a transphobic bigot. Okay, so again, it's transphobia and it's also bigotry. Things are getting compounded here. It's like saying you're racist and you're sexist. Oh, and you're a Nazi, of course. That's how it goes. It's a triple whammy. I'll never stop being a Potterhead, but I'm so disappointed in J.K. Rowling and with your people to call her behavior a middle-aged moment. No, you don't become a bigot the moment you reach middle age. You're either one or you're not, regardless of age. So when was the moment she became a bigot? When she defended a woman for losing her job? I'm not following this logic here. Unfortunately, J.K. Rowling has proved herself to be what she was ostensibly writing against now she's a hateful bigot. So we're jumping from transphobic. Now she's just a hateful bigot. So the whole purpose of the tweet that people think the problem was transphobia. Now she just hates people. What? Where did the hatred come from? Let's read the original tweet. Dress however you like. Is that hatred? Call yourself whatever you like. Is that hate? Like, there's no hatred here. I don't see any hatred. She didn't even hate the fact that Maya lost her job. She's just saying that should not happen. She shouldn't force people out of their jobs for saying things. That natural sex is real. It's called nature. It's kind of easy scientific statement to make. We kind of learned that back in grade school, really. It's just a very strange thing. And there's all these topics about, what is intersex? Who are these people? There's lots of things to talk about. I'm not going to bore you with genetics details, as I was doing some research here. But this has nothing to do with intersex or the trans community. It has everything to do with Rowling defending a woman for getting fired. And that's all. And people read into that as if she's a bigot, she's transphobic, and she's hateful. Where there's nothing in this tweet that proves that. And she has nothing to defend because you don't need to prove a negative. She did not do anything wrong. She simply is showing support for a woman who lost her job. And people on the left attack another person who's on the left. So I say, let the left eat their own. They're crazy. They are saying things out of context, and they're projecting. They see a target, and they just attack for no reason whatsoever. Thanks for listening, guys. Have yourself a great day.